Hello there, fourth graders. I hope things are going great for you. Thank you so much. I think the little mini book reviews you guys did yesterday, I was so impressed with. So thanks for everyone's hard work with those. Um, if this video smells like bacon, it's because we had breakfast for dinner, and so now the house smells like bacon. So I don't know if the video smells like bacon or not. My wife's giving me this look that says that you're just sharing way too much. So if the video smells like bacon, that's why. All right, in this video, I want to first off just review what books we're reading in the class and see what everyone is up to. And then I also want to go over real briefly how to make a one-pager, because you'll be making a one-pager on your own at home for the next 2 days. And then on Friday, you're going to take a picture of it, and then you're going to upload it to a slide. And then Friday, I'll have a video that shows you how to actually do the uploading. But today, we'll just get you rolling on how to do the one-pager. So we're reading some great books in here. I told you about the book I'm reading, Upstream. I read a little bit more of it this evening outside. It was great. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'll finish it in the next few days. Casey is reading The Goblet of Fire. I was like, so many people right now are reading the Harry Potter books, which I think is awesome. And then we're actually reading it in class too. So we're just going Harry Potter's bonanza. But I love that Casey shared that, hey, there's a lot of inferences you can make. And when you're reading books on your own, you should be making lots of inferences, because there's a lot of things that the author won't come straight out and say in a text, but that you sort of have to piece together on your own. And that's what inference making is. So important. So Casey, that's awesome. Sierra is reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. And Diary of a Wimpy Kid's a great series. I'm glad that you're enjoying those and that you're going through the good books, Sierra. That's awesome. Millie is doing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and she talks about Aunt Marge, and that's probably one of my favorite parts in all of the books is Aunt Marge. And if I remember right, Aunt Marge, yeah, she turns into like this big giant bubble, and then Harry just says, "See you later." So that's a funny part. I think Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban might be my favorite actually out of the whole series. So I hope you're enjoying the book, Millie. Looks like McKenna is picked up Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. She didn't quite able to finish much of it, but I'd like to see a bit more McKenna. But I'm glad you're into that book. That is a good book. Now, Kenley, I have never heard of this book, Augie and Me, Three Wonder Stories. Oh, I've heard of Wonder, though. Are those... Yeah, so these are these must be related to the Wonder Series. I don't know much about it, but it sounds awesome. And then she loved Wonder, and then she went back and got these books. So awesome. Kinley, I'm so glad that you're reading a book and that you already read Wonder. Easter was only like a few weeks ago, and they've already gone through one book and that you're onto this one. Lexi is doing Moment of Truth, and it's about this girl named Hadley, and she's a swimmer. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the book. It sounds like a pretty gritty book, and there sounds like a lot of cliffhangers in there too, which you guys know me. I love a good cliffhanger. So, Lexi, I'm glad that you found this excellent book that you can sink your teeth into. That's awesome. And Bennett is still reading Lord of the Rings. I think that's awesome. So they've just met the elves, and then now they have left. And if you watch the movies are pretty popular, but the books go into a lot more detail, and they're actually quite... There's just a very, very different feel than there is in the movies. So way to go, Bennett. Keep reading. That's a great book to read. Kylie, I've never heard of this book either. Wizard for Hire. And it's about a kid named Ozzy and his parents. And we find out that Ozzy hired a wizard, or Ozzy's a hired wizard. So that sounds super interesting. Kylie, thanks for sharing that. Tag is doing Back to School Weird Kids Rule. I've never heard of that one either, but that sounds awesome. Tag's read every book in the series except for this one, so way to go. And they're become friends when they go on their vacation, it looks like. So awesome there. We've got Addie doing Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So far we've got, I'm reading the first out loud, McKenna's in the second, Millie's in the third, Casey's reading the fourth, and then I think this one's the sixth one. So far we've got everything except for 5 and 7. But this one's interesting that Snape is the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher in book 6. So sorry for that spoiler alert. But yeah, that sounds awesome. Glad you're reading it. The Wild Robot. I really want to get into this one, Ben. It sounds awesome. Just a robot in the wilderness. I mean, that's like, how can it get better than that? So Ben, I'm really glad you're enjoying it. When you finish it, let me know how it is because this might be one might want to pick up for my class library next year. Oh, and then here's Kale is reading Harry Potter 7. So now we have every book in the class except for 5. I'm glad you're reading that book, Kale. Story Thieves. I haven't heard of Story Thieves either, but oh no, you told me about Story. Somebody told me, but somebody was telling me about Story Thieves. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Zach. Keep it up. Emma is doing My Unfair Godmother. That sounds very interesting. There's some rough times going on in the book. Glad you're reading it. And then Ian is doing Percy Jackson, which is a classic. One day I would love to read the Percy Jackson books. They sound awesome. Corver is reading Janitors. Fantastic book. I want to get into those books too. I'm glad you're loving it, Corver. Clara is doing Number of the Stars, and Number of the Stars is a classic. It's a pretty intense book. It talks about some really weighty, historical things that went on, and way to go. Good for you for reading that, Clara. Jaden, I've never heard of Once Upon a Curse, but it sounds like it's a good one. The Frog Princess is a story that's been around for a long time, so perhaps this is a new take on it. And then Little Women is a classic. My wife likes the movie. I don't, not my cup of tea, but it's a good book I've heard. And then we've got Bowen is also reading Janitors, and it sounds like it's a great book. All right, enough of that. Let's get on how to do a one-pager. So this is Mrs. Jackson's slideshow. Big shout out to her because she made the slideshow. So then I was going to make one, but I thought, well, why should I make one when she already made one? So a one-pager, it's just a way to show or to let people see what you're reading. They're a lot of fun to do. You can get really creative with it, and I want you to have a lot of fun with this project. So this is just there's lots of different ways to do it, but a typical way of doing it is you can just draw a shape in the middle, like a circle, and then write the title of the book in the center, and then that's kind of like the first main chunk, and then there's this other main chunk there where there's this border around the side. And so in the border that goes around the whole side of the page, there's an important quote that you pick from the book. So like maybe if we were doing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, around the edge it would go, "You are a wizard, Harry. You 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 are a wizard, Harry." So you actually pick an important quote from the book and you line it out word for word around the outside, and you just have to go all the way around. And then the rest of it, you pretty much can do however you want. Some people do like 4 different scenes from the book. Some people can like sketch a symbol that represents the text main theme. So maybe if it was Harry Potter, there would be like a snitch or a lightning bolt. You can put quotations into it. You can write a sentence that represents the setting. You can make connections with it. You can draw out 2 of the characters and kind of write how they're the same and how they're different. You can include a statement about how they're connected with the text. The idea here is that it's just merging what you're thinking with what, with your artistic ability. So you're going to draw pictures, but it's not just pictures on it. It's also including details about the text, things about the text, what you've noticed about the text, inferences you've made about the text. It's just a way to sort of merge sort of the things that we would talk about when we read it with some artistic ways of doing it. So here's some examples of them. And then again, the link is below this video that links this, so you can look at those again. Some tips, fill the whole page. We've got 2 days to do this, and we're all cooped at home. So, just take your time and make it look great. And then do the book title in the center first and the quote around the art outside. And after that, just use your artist brain and fill it in with whatever words and pictures you would like. Take your time, and then, we're going to show pictures of it on Friday. And then here's an example of one. This one did a little bit different rather than doing it in a circle, but you can see how this one has a lot of different quotes. It asks questions and then it answers their own questions. So feel free to look through those. So I'm excited to see your one-pagers. I'm not real specific on exactly what they need to look like. Just the idea of it is that you're merging what you're thinking while you're reading the text with artistic representations of the text. We've practiced a lot on our thinking, what we think when we read this year. So just take the thoughts that you think while you read and let's put them on paper and make it visual and artistic. So I'm super excited to see what you come up with. I hope you have a great day and keep up the good work. Keep working hard. Bye-bye. It's still sharing. stop. All right, bye bye for reals now.